Well, hi there. I'm Carole Freeman, the creator of the 90-Day Keto Diet Program, and I'm here with
Mikayla, the intern.
Excellent. And today we're here taste testing
Adapt bars.
Adapt bars.
And coffee shots.
And some coffee shots, yeah. So from the Adapt company, these are little fat, kind of like Fat Bomb protein bars, but the cool thing about them is they're low protein. So whereas most protein bars have about 20 to 25 or maybe more grams of protein in them, on keto, since you want to keep your protein fairly low or moderate, these are nice little things that are very high in fat, keeping the protein moderate. They're little coffee shop things, so high fat coffee creamer. So we have lemon cheesecake, cookies and cream. Now this one is marketed as Adapt for kids, but the ingredients and the nutrition content are exactly the same as the adult ones, and so it's just kind of flavors that they've thought were kid friendly. But I can tell you adults really like this cookies and cream one as well.
Like
and then I have one that's chocolate as well. 2 total grams of carbs, 1 net grams of carbs. They're a small little bar, so they're not as big as a regular protein bar because again they don't have a bunch of protein in there, but also because they don't have a bunch of fiber carb fillers, which like a lot of protein bars do.
So they're not very thick, but they're still filling.
The ingredients in all of the Adapt bars are the same. We've got whey protein concentrate, palm kernel oil, coconut flakes, MCT oil, butter, lecithin, which is sourced from sunflower, artificial flavors, salt, and steviol glycosides, which are stevia sweetener basically. Our nutrient content on the cookies and cream. The nutrition info is the same in all of them. So one bar is about 20 grams, so you get 100 calories, 9 grams of fat, 80 milligrams of sodium, 2 total carbs, 1 of those is fiber, and 5 grams of protein. So it's nice and low, moderate in protein. Cookies and cream. What I've seen my clients use them for is just like if somebody wants like a little dessert type thing at the end of their meal or just something emergency to keep on hand.
Yeah.
They get a little hungry because just this little bit of fat can go a long way. So first thing to notice I think is the color on this, right? Cookies and cream, and it's white.
Oh, it smells really good. It kind of smells like a graham cracker.
The texture, it seems a little gritty, but I think it's the coconut. It's got coconut in it.
Yeah, coconut flakes, right? It's got a very artificial taste to it. Oh, it's kind of sticking to my teeth too.
The whey protein in there. The fat's not going to stick to your teeth, but the whey protein a little bit does. I taste the butter. I taste the salt.
It doesn't really scream cookies and cream to me.
This flavor of all the ones I've had has been my son's favorite flavor. Well, you mentioned too that it's warm in here and they're melting. They're actually, since there's so much coconut oil and butter, they will melt at higher temperatures, whereas a lot of protein bars won't. They do say on their website too that like when you order them, depending on how warm it is where you are, they may melt, but the thing is you can just put them back in the refrigerator. They're going to solidify again, so they might end up taking on the shape of the package. The lemon cheesecake is our next flavor. It's the same color except there's kind of a dot on there.
Yeah, strong lemon smell.
Same texture as the other one. It's lemon flavored. It's more like lemon and coconut.
Yeah.
I don't get cheesecake really. I don't know if you can see the texture there. So it's not super smooth in the middle. Sometimes fat bombs will just like melt in your mouth before you've had much
Yeah, the homemade
to
ones.
chew on. Yeah, so I think these tend to, since they have more texture with the protein powder in there, they give you something more substantial to chew on, some more substantial mouthfeel. So
I love chocolate stuff.
all the other ones have the same ingredients. This one does have cocoa powder in it too. Everything else is the same though. Oh, we have a different color here. It is brown, a very light milk chocolate brown. It kind of looks like it's had a little bit of a rough life here, if you can see. You can see too when I cut it in half, you can see kind of the coconut.
Oh yeah, you can
flakes
see
in
the
there.
flakes in there
Yeah.
for sure.
It's like butter and coconut to me.
Yeah, it smells like coconut.
So the chocolate flavor for me comes way at the end. So it's a very mild chocolate flavor. But in order to keep the carbs down, not less cocoa powder in there.
I like it.
That to me doesn't taste like a kid's flavored chocolate.
Yeah, if you gave this to somebody and was like, this is a chocolate bar, they'd be really disappointed.
And, you know, comparatively nutrient-wise, you know, 100 calories is about what you get from a tablespoon of any kind of pure fat like coconut oil or butter. It basically could fit as extra fat for your meal primarily. And then you're getting a little bit of carbs basically from the coconut that's in there. So no sugar, no grains,
And then stevia, right? It's just sweetened with stevia.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah,
good keto sweetener.
Yeah. So of the bars, what's your favorite flavor?
Definitely the chocolate.
Okay.
I'm a chocolate fan. The cookies and cream was a little bit too much for me, and then lemon's just not my favorite. So.
Okay.
Lemon and coconut, I feel like aren't quite like a match made in heaven as much as chocolate and coconut are.
Yeah, you're right. I hadn't even thought about that before, but it definitely, I mean, maybe they named it cheesecake because that sounds enticing, but it definitely doesn't taste like cheesecake
Yeah,
at
you
all
don't
to
get
me.
cheesecake from it.
No. So today I actually really like the chocolate one the best, whereas in the past I've even liked the cookies and cream one. Interesting with the cocoa or the chocolate one, I don't notice the whey protein sticking to my teeth as much. I get more of like just coconut pieces.
Flakes. Yeah, I noticed that too.
Mounds bar, not the Almond Joy has almonds, so it's
Mounds is just the coconut.
Yeah. You know, for somebody who doesn't have time to make their own fat bombs, if you want to have just something that's packaged and, like you said, like an emergency thing, keep in your desk or in your car or in your purse, they'd be really great on the go. Like if you're going to an event or something like that where you know there's going to be some kind of a dessert. I've had clients actually say they did that. They took one of these, you know, out to a restaurant where it was somebody's birthday. They knew there was going to be desserts, and so they took one of these so they still had like that feeling of getting to participate in dessert as well. The other thing I think they're really great for is that a lot of times if you're out and about and you're just starting to get a little hungry, or having one of these can really reduce your appetite, suppress your appetite pretty well. Just a little bit of fat gives your body some fat to burn, and that can be helpful at tiding you over until you get someplace where there's some better keto choices too. So any other ideas you have about
I was thinking for me, I have a 4-hour block where I'm just in class the whole time, and I usually get a little bit hungry between my first and second class, but I don't want to go get a whole breakfast or anything. So I feel like those would be perfect for me to just have a little snack and then wait through my next 2-hour class and then go get lunch.
That's one of the great things about keto is a small little bit of fat like that is totally going to tide you over.
Yeah, and then you're good.
Yeah. Whereas if you're eating high carb things, having that small of a high carb thing would just make you hungrier.
You'd be hungry, in 15 minutes.
And sleepy. All right, well, are you ready to move on? I know you've been excited for the coffee.
I'm excited to try the coffee shots.
Vanilla, hazelnut flavor. So just so you know, there's not real hazelnuts in there. It's hazelnut. We're going to start with the vanilla one first. We have some freshly brewed coffee. So I know I've used these before. So they are coconut oil, and if you've never used coconut oil, depending on the temperature, it's either going to be a liquid or a solid. Mix this up in here because it's kind of, feel the texture of it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of pretty mushy.
Gelatinous type of texture. So
kind of like ketchup in there.
Yeah. So there's a little tab. Just tear it off. Well, I do think there's quite a bit that sticks on the inside of these packets, though. And our nutrition info on these is one packet is 80 calories, 9 grams of fat, so pretty much 100% fat, 0 carbs, 0 protein. Ingredients are coconut oil, MCT oil, lecithin from sunflower, butter, artificial flavors again, salt, and stevia. And it's too bad they have to use artificial flavors in these because everything else seems like it's pretty good. All fat.
Forget the adapt bar. Just take one of those in the morning.
Aero latte milk frother is a great way to froth it up.
It's all mixed up in there. Like no more fat sitting on top.
Coffee latte.
Trust me to do this.
This is the vanilla coffee shot. So this is the formula too. They're kind of trying to simulate that bulletproof coffee experience where people are using coconut oil, MCT oil, and butter all together. And we'll talk about why.
In there.
Yeah, we'll talk about why in a minute. So
cheers to coffee shots.
So for me, it tastes like coffee and not a lot of other flavor. I'm not getting enough of the other stuff. What do you think about adding a second one? And
yeah, I didn't really get vanilla out of there at all.
All right, we've got one more here. So I'm going to put approximately half in yours, the other half in mine. Would you like a little Aero latte action to begin?
Oh yes, will you blend me? Well, that's frothy.
Yeah, the more fat you get in there, the more froth you get on there as well. So let's try again.
Nice foamy latte.
I think it's better.
Yeah, definitely cut the bitter coffee flavor a little bit.
I would still even use more, but I tend to use, at least a couple tablespoons of fat in each cup of coffee that I have in the morning. However, it does give you, like if you use one of these, you're getting almost a tablespoon of fat extra in your coffee.
Yeah, maybe if you don't want it to be very
Yeah.
flavorful, but you want to have that mix of the MCT and the coconut and the butter.
Heck, how convenient is that for traveling though, right? Or the place that I use these is when I traveled a couple months ago when I went down to Phoenix, is I just took these with me and I didn't have to worry about taking a jar of coconut oil, which the TSA is just going to steal from me anyways because it's considered a liquid. These, I got away with taking those.
Hazelnut, the classic coffee creamer edition.
Are you a hazelnut coffee fan?
I never really used creamers even before I went on keto, so hazelnut wasn't my go-to.
Yeah, I've never been a hazelnut creamer fan. I'm not sure why it was such a big thing. This one I didn't massage it as much first, so you can see it's... Okay, we decided we're going to do 2, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to get fat all over
I know, like, Don't need coconut oil in my hair.
Maybe that's the next taste. Or next test is
we use it as
facials.
shampoo.
Yeah. I just eat it and then let it come out from the inside out.
Pouring receptacle.
Definitely has a classic hazelnut flavor.
Oh yeah.
I mean scent flavor. This is my nose. It's not sweet. Like even with 2 of them in there, it's not sweet at all. Which I mean,
maybe it's
you know,
just
we're not
after
looking for
that
sugar.
really sweet vanilla, but yeah, it just tastes like.
It just tastes like coffee with hazelnut flavor in it. Which, you know, could be fine because I really encourage people to move away from sweet taste so that they're not constantly craving it. You get a lot of the coffee flavor. A lot of times in the beginning of keto, people really have a hard time with like all that extra fat and their mouth isn't used to it. I'm pretty deep into the fat loving, so this is less fat than I put in my coffee in the morning. So to me it tastes
There's no heavy
like
cream in this coffee, I can't drink it.
Oh my gosh, you could put those together though. Well, I suppose we could talk too about like why do people like, okay, a ketogenic diet is high fat, but putting fat in your coffee, like come on. Well, the reason that they have the different fats that are in here, coconut oil and especially MCT oil are very pro-ketogenic. And so they raise your blood ketone levels significantly. My own personal experience is that about a tablespoon of coconut oil will raise my ketones about 0.5 over what my morning fasting was. So about an hour later, it'll be 0.5 higher. A tablespoon of MCT oil, pure MCT oil, will raise it a whole point. So it's quite a bit of a jump. In here,
what does this one have the most of in there?
Coconut oil is the most. MCT is second, and so it's hard to know exactly. And then butter is third. So it's hard to know. I mean, so there's a tablespoon, almost a tablespoon of fat in each of those. And so you should be able to get a raise in your ketone levels there too. So that's why it has all those different fats in it. And then blending it with butter also helps reduce any chance that it might make your stomach upset. So having another fat in there. So you like the hazelnut better than the vanilla?
Yeah, it wasn't quite as artificially sweet tasting.
Yeah, definitely doesn't taste very sweet at all to me.
Vanilla didn't really have the vanilla flavor, but at least this says hazelnut and it tastes like hazelnut, so at least they're honest. Well,
there you have it. We've tried 3 different flavors of the Adapt fat bars, the Adapt low carb, moderate protein, high fat bars, Adapt coffee shots, hazelnut and vanilla. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. We're going to keep tasting more high-fat foods that are low in carbs and moderate in protein for you. Yep. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, put it down there in the comments. But that's all for now.
All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.